Good afternoon. I'm going to walk through how to sign up for the career fair. And then if you have any questions, there'll be plenty of time at the end to answer those questions. You can write them down in the chat thing, but I'm not going to try to look at the chat while I'm actually going through the steps to register, because I think I'd probably would lose my place. So unless you have any questions right now, and I believe you can unmute yourself. So if you have any questions or things specifically you want to ask about and want me to cover, go ahead and let me know. Otherwise, I'm just going to go ahead and begin.
No, I don't have any questions.
All right, great. Well, then I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into this. I'm going to share my screen. So registering for the fair is all, and attending the fair will all be done through Handshake. So this is the home screen that you should see when you log into your Handshake account. Before you register for the fair, certainly before you sign up for sessions, there's some things you're going to want to do. You're going to want to go over here to this very right-hand corner, click on your initials and look at your profile. Your profile, if you have LinkedIn, very much like LinkedIn, you see that you can add a photo, and you should. Mine's not published, so I don't. You can add education and experiences and activities, coursework. There's a lot of things you can add here. Employers will be able to see this as soon as you sign up for one of their sessions. And so it's an important thing for you to go ahead and to make sure that this is as professional looking and as complete as you can make it. You'll also want to make sure that after you've had someone look at your resume, that you post your resume. And there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can slide down in your profile, click on Manage Documents, and upload your resume that way. Or you can actually upload your resume from going back up here, clicking on your initials and clicking on Documents. And that will also take you to the same page where you can upload a resume. You can upload multiple resumes. You can set one to be a default resume, which is viewable as long as you make it viewable. But you can have multiple ones in there. So the day, well, obviously, as soon as you can log in and sign up for the career fair, you want to do it because you want employers to be able to take a look at you in advance if at all possible. So the way you get to that event is you will go up here. I'm going to move this out of the way so I can see what I'm doing here. And I'm just going to walk through this. So if people join as we're going along, I'll let them in if I see it, and then they can follow along with us. So to access the career fair, you'll go up to events, and you'll see that there's a schedule of events that I am eligible to sign up for. And here, if you scroll down, they're by date. There's the teacher career fair that's coming up. I'm going to actually not try to sign up for that one today. I'm going to sign up for a test fair that our office is using. And so I would just click on the event. And then you see that as long as you are eligible to join this event, the register button will be in a dark blue. Now, we have it set up right now that students who are graduating in December can sign up for the teacher career fair now. Those who are graduating in the spring, some of them signed up early enough that they got in there, but we've basically put a hold on those until a week before the career fair. So at the beginning of November, you want to get back in there and keep an eye on that, because as soon as we unlock that, y'all want to be able to go ahead and sign up for that fair. So I clicked on that and it says, well, you're registered now. So now I can view who's attending. Before that, you cannot. And you'll see that in addition to the date of the career fair, there are some tabs here about open sessions, my schedule. Once I sign up for sessions, they'll show up here. If I click that tab, they'll also show up over here on the right-hand side of this main page. And then there's a tab for career fair details. And you're going to want to look at that because there's some links to some tips on things that you should do to prepare for a virtual career fair. It's a little different. It requires you to do more in advance of the career fair in order for you to attend. So there are filters here. I can look at employers based on their location or within a certain radius. So you can put down either a city or a zip code and then select a radius around which you would be willing to travel. I can look for full-time, part-time jobs. There won't be any internships at this one, and there probably won't be any part-time ones. And then there's some additional filters that you can use. You can actually search here for a specific school if you're interested in seeing if they're attending the career fair. In this particular instance, the only employer that signed up for our test fair is Emporia State. And so if you scroll down, you can see that Emporia State is offering one-on-one meetings with students. Now, in a virtual career fair, the way Handshake is set up, there are going to be two types of sessions. There will be group sessions where the employer can invite up to 50 students to join them. And it's usually an informational session where they share information about their school. There may be some one-on-one. They can open it up to questions. They will know who's in those meetings and also be able to research those students who sign up for those sessions. So if you want to learn more about a school, this is a good way to do it. The one-on-one sessions are only 10 minutes long. That's how Handshake has set it up. So you have a very brief window when you are sitting down alone, well, virtually sitting down alone with an employer to talk to them. And so you want to make sure you're ready with a few questions, that you've done any research on that school, that your resume is uploaded and visible to employers, and that that you're prepared with, basically, if you've heard of an elevator pitch, that you're prepared to discuss concisely but completely who you are as a prospective teacher. What your skills are, what you bring to the table, so that you can have a very robust conversation within 10 minutes. The other thing to remember is that if you schedule a lot of one-on-one sessions and you schedule them back to back, you're going to have to watch your time. There is nothing that turns your session off after 10 minutes. There's no alarm, there's no warning, and it doesn't cut you off. So you could theoretically go over. And so we suggest that you don't schedule appointments, one-on-one sessions back to back, so that you can avoid the issue of having to get out of one and immediately jump right into the other. With 10-minute sessions and a 4-hour fair, as long as you have time for the 4 hours, and there should be plenty of opportunity to talk to the schools that you find most important. So if I select this, it says, these are the time slots that I can meet. Now this fair that we set up is not 4 hours, so it doesn't look quite the same, but you can see all the open blocks that are available. And it also shows you who you'll be meeting with. In this case, I would be meeting with Robin McGregor. You can see that there are other ones, June Coleman, Joel Abbey, they all have time. So you can meet with any one of those particular representatives. The school can have multiple representatives there. And so you have an option of what you might want to do. Sometimes it's not necessarily with schools, but it could be. You'll see their title. So if a school district brings someone from the high school and someone from the elementary school, you'll want to make sure that you sign up with the recruiter who represents the age group that you would want to be teaching. And then it's pretty easy. All I got to do is pick a time that I know I'm available, and I click on it. And once I do that, it should become available. And once I click on one that I want, You can see nothing changes until I come down here and I confirm that that's the time I want to use. And it shows me that I've registered for a one-on-one with Robin McGregor. And you see that it shows up over here on my sidebar. And then if I wanted to look at my full schedule and I wanted to look at the tab, and actually there's some things you can do with your schedule, I would go up here and I click on this. So now you see there's some additional things I can do. Here's some tips on the side of things that you might want to do for your virtual career fair. And then there are some things, this is where I would go on the morning of the career fair. And you can see that on the morning, 5 minutes before the session begins, this button will become active and it will turn dark blue. Until then, you can't get into the session, but you can join the session up to 5 minutes ahead of time so that you can test and make sure that you can get in all right. You'll be able to test your audio and you'll be able to test your video. Now, there will be some technical help the day of the career fair. We'll have a Zoom link available so that if you have any problems, you can contact us and there will be people immediately there to try to problem solve what's going on. There are some technical tips that Handshake has, and you can find them on the homepage of this career fair event. There'll be a link for them. And you'll want to go through those to make sure you sort of eliminate all the obvious problems. You'll definitely want to be careful and make sure that the first time you log in, that you allow access to your video and to your audio for the system to work properly. So you see that I have a one-on-one starting in at 10:30 on the day of the career fair. Sometimes, and it also shows me, look, you don't have any open sessions from 10 to 10:30, and you don't have any open session. You don't have any sessions that you've claimed from 10:40 to noon. And so it would behoove me to go back in there and click on those open sessions and set up some more times. Sometimes you find out you need to cancel a session. You can do that ahead of time, and you should do it as soon as you know you need to cancel. If you need to do it the day of the career fair, I strongly encourage you to reach out to the employer and apologize and let them know what's going on. And you can do that through Handshake as well. So I can click on that one-on-one if I just want to, and then I can review again all the details. And here's where I would cancel that reservation. So all I gotta do is click on it. I want to make sure I want to cancel it, and I can do that. So now I have unregistered from that only one-on-one that I had taken for the career fair. Let's see, what else do I want to show you? I'm going to go back now that we've walked through how to sign up for register for the career fair, which you have to do, and you have to sign up for sessions. I'm going to go ahead and let me go ahead and sign up for one again, just to make sure I can, if there's anything else I want to show you, I can do that. So I'll sign up for the 10:30 and I'll confirm it. All right. Now, as I said, you're going to want to make sure that before you can't even register for the career fair until you make your profile viewable to employers. There are two ways to make your profile, or two settings for making your profile viewable. And I'll explain why we recommend one over the other. To do that, I go back up here to my initials. I go down to settings and privacy. About halfway down this page, you'll see the privacy settings. There are three settings. The first one is the lowest one, or the most restrictive, is private. And until you're ready to have your profile viewed by employers, that's where you would leave it. The second setting is employers. And if you select this one, the employers that belong to Handshake and have joined ESU on Handshake can view your profile. The other one is the setting that is the most wide open is community. And this is the recommended one because it does two things for you. One, it gets you access or you're viewable to employers. And I misspoke, it's actually all employers, so not just the ones that have accounts that are linked to ESU. So basically you have access to over 500,000 employers that are on Handshake. The community one also makes your profile viewable to other Handshake students and alumni who have chosen to make their profiles public to the community. What this does is it gives you access to resources and a network of people who are in Handshake, who could be in the same field of study as you, or they could already be employed somewhere. And so you can reach out to them through Handshake. There's a message system in Handshake, and they can reach out to you as well. So, and if any of the employers have a group session, you would need to have your setting as community in order to join the group sessions. And we strongly recommend, again, that you join those group sessions if you have the time, so that you can learn a little bit more about the employer. And it's another opportunity for you to be visible to the employer. So this is where I would select community. And then if I go back to my profile, there's actually a place on your profile that you can see that you can see here, it says your profile is viewable. And let me scroll down to it. Is viewable to, and it tells you who it's viewable to, whether it's just employers, it's to everyone. And you can also, if you want to judge how well done you've done your profile, you can see how the employers view it. And they don't get to see everything that is on your profile page. They won't get to see your GPA unless you make it public. They won't get to see any of the contact information or the information about you, the demographic information that was on there. It'll just be your education, your work experience and interests, courses you've taken, and skills that you've identified. So the first thing is that you need to make your profile, before you can register, you need to make your profile public. The second thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to upload and then make your resume viewable. And so, as I said earlier, there's a couple places you can do that. One is from Documents. And if I go there, you can see that I have one resume. I don't have any cover letters, and I do have an employment application here. You can make your resume public. You can select which one you want to make public or visible to employers. It's not visible to students and our alumni, just to employers. And you can put multiple resumes in here. And so all you got to do is go over here and select visible. If I did that, then my resume would be viewable to employers. I'm not going to do that on mine, but I could. Adding a document is easy. You simply select, click on the add new document, and then you have a choice where they're going to pull that from. You would want to name it, and then you would just click on add document. So it's very easy to do. Both your profile and your resume can be reviewed by Career Services in advance of the career fair. We strongly recommend you do both of those things. Setting up an appointment in Handshake, if you've not done that, is very easy, and I can walk through that if y'all don't have any questions about registering for a career fair. And then, but definitely encourage you to do that as soon as possible, so that because of course, the closer we get to the career fair, the more students will be asking us to review their resumes. Everything's done by distance right now as well. So you simply request an appointment, and once it's approved, then you don't need to do anything more for either a resume review or a profile review and then you'll get your feedback from us by email. You can also set up a mock interview if you want to practice a virtual interview. In that case, you'll receive a Zoom link, and then you can access, and then you would log in for that meeting, and then we would just conduct the mock interview that way. There are resources. I'm going to go back first to the career fair and show you where the links are for Handshake and career services resources for the virtual career fair. So I'm going to select fair. And then you see here, there's some information here about the career fair. And there's a resource page that has videos on interviewing and some tips on what we've learned since we've already had one virtual career fair. We've learned a few things that we think will make your life easier the day of the fair. And then, so here's that link to that, those tips. And then, again, some things you want to do and some information about the fair that you want to keep in mind as you prepare for the career fair and the day of the career fair. You can't sign up late. You can't join late a one-on-one meeting. So you need to make sure you're ready to get in there and do that. It is possible to show up late for a group session because there's multiple people in there, but we strongly discourage you from doing that because it's just a little disruptive and it's not what you ideally want to do. We've encouraged our employers to be patient and not to, if you're not there right at the moment that the session has opened, we've encouraged them not to give up on you. Sometimes students have some technical problems and a little bit of a problem getting in there. So we had a career fair a month ago and I didn't get one call from a student needing technical support. I think most of the time it's pretty easy. And as long as you have read through the technical requirements and you're prepared to go, I think you'll find it very intuitive and not have a problem. But we are here the day of the career fair to help you all if you need it. I'm going to ask if there are any questions and if there's anything else that perhaps y'all have questions about as far as the career fair that day, the virtual career fair. It is different than anything most of us have done before. So do either one of y'all have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions.
Okay. It is pretty simple and clear cut, and Handshake has worked a long time on this and had stepped up their work on it to make sure that it was ready for this fall. There have already been many schools who had career fairs last month, so they've worked out a lot of the kinks with it as well. Again, I just need to encourage you and encourage your classmates. If they are graduating in December, they should get in there and register and sign up for sessions. I know that right now there are over 700 one-on-one sessions available. And so, there are lots of opportunities for y'all to meet with recruiters. And so you should do that as soon as you can. Let's see if there's anything else I can show you about this. I'll show you where the resources are. Additionally, there's some resources on writing resumes and that might be useful to you. If you go up to the Career Center, you'll see here's where you would sign up for appointments or request an appointment. And here are the resources that we have available. You can see that there are things on writing resumes and cover letters. Typically, if I scroll down far enough, there would be things in here perhaps on interviewing as well. So there are resources here for y'all that would help you in advance of even submitting a resume for review to us. And then since we're in here and we have time, I'll show y'all how you would request a Well, that's no good. Just look me out. If you wanted to sign up or request an appointment and have not done that before, I was going to show you how that's done too. So my apologies there that it dropped us out. So here's the appointments. And if I skip the appointment, you can see these are the types of appointments you can have with us. If I wanted someone to help me with interviewing, I would simply select that one. Everything is by Zoom right now. This is the description of it. I encourage everyone to read through it because it has some instructions in there. I would select that. It's really it's the only option you have right now. And then you can't sign up for anything within that's with a shorter time frame of 24 hours. But you can request appointments, and that's really what you're doing, not signing up, but requesting an appointment for anything beyond that. And so you see at this point, if I want an appointment, the earliest I can get is tomorrow afternoon. And these are the counselors that are available to meet with me. It's a 60-minute appointment, or that's what we block out. And so you would simply select the time and then confirm that time. And then the counselor will get that. And if they don't have any conflicts and they'll go ahead and select approve. You'll get a message with a link to the Zoom link in there. And you'll want to have your resume uploaded so that when they do the mock interview, they can reference your resume if they want to. Any final questions? I think you can unmute if you do. You're good? All right. Well, that's all I have then. Thank you for attending today. If you have any questions, please contact our office, 620-341-5407, or you can write and give us an email at career@emporia.edu. We'd be happy to chat with you. Thank you.